Hey, welcome to the Chronic Wrestling Addiction Podcast. We're your hosts,
Bubs,
the Monster Chuckanucker, Bradshaw,
and your referee, Kevin Faber.
Before we get into today's episode, we want to remind you guys to head on over to our social media pages and give us a like and a follow.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Chronic Wrestling Addiction. I'm your host, Kevin Faber. I'm sitting here with Bubs and our special guest, Beri Grayson. How you doing, Beri?
I know I'm doing great. Just enjoying life, trying to wrestle as much as I can here in this new year.
Yeah, I see you've kept really busy. I've been there for one of your shows so far, and I've been checking out some things from different shows that you've done. I was bringing up to Bubs earlier about the one that you had for Force Pro Wrestling. I really enjoyed that one, of course. I will come back to that one as to why, but I do want to start with Genesis, January 11th. The Millennial Rebels versus Space Mountain. How was that, man?
It was going all right until we ended up losing to them Rebels. They took out it was a blind tag, I think, and they took out the knee of the big guy and attacked us from behind. The next thing you know, 1, 2, 3, we lost that match. But losing to Rebels is no shame. That's all I can say. So they're a good team. Can lose to them.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. They've been around for a while, intermingling their different members of this team, but this team has been around for quite some time. I mean, hopefully you guys get it next round. That'll be a fun one, and maybe one of these days you'll be up there facing for a set of belts.
That's the goal for 2020, man. So far, we're off to a rough start, but that's the goal.
Well, you may be off to a rough start in PWA right away. However, with Force Pro Wrestling, you went off without a hitch. You had a three-way dance with Sheik Subaz and Kato. I got to raise your hand at the end of that, man. How were you feeling about that?
I'm just going to add this. You should ref more of my matches. I think I've only won when you're reffing.
All right, we'll talk to Thad and we'll talk to Kurt, and we'll see what we can do.
I don't have a very good record without you as a ref so far. So maybe the more times you ref me, the more times I fly high.
It definitely seems to be that way. We'll pay attention to that one. Hopefully I got some more of your matches coming up in the future. That might help you out there. Who knows? Maybe the guys are just feeling nice.
Maybe. Just bring this man out. He's the key to my victory, I guess.
So then we move on to Resolution, where you were in the Rumble match?
I was. Yes.
Yeah.
I came out pretty early, too. Lasted until just before the last entrant, I believe it was. So, yeah, I lost that match, too, because you weren't repping, man. What is this?
Okay, maybe this is a pattern. We really need to talk to Kurt about this.
Yeah, we do.
Maybe Thaddeus can pull those strings?
No? I don't want to talk to
No?
Thad.
Okay, we won't talk to Thad about
Kurt.
that.
He's a good guy.
Then we moved on to Evolution with Davey O'Doyle and Beri Grayson.
Yeah, that was just recently. It was me versus Davey. But of
getting
course,
you fresh off this.
He had his boy Parsons in there and a little bit of underhanded tactics. From those two, got the upper hand on me, and then the same thing after when it was Parsons was my partner Titan. They got the better Titan as well with some underhanded tactics. Outside interference both times.
You might need a personal referee or somebody else to sit on the
Space
outside.
Mountain, just be our personal ref.
Maybe that's an idea there. We can revisit that some other time.
We need Kay Faber to be our referee, okay?
I do want to just talk about a few things. Like, you've been pretty busy over this last little while. It's been, almost every week, every other week at this point for the last month?
Yeah, I'm trying for every week, but sometimes it's every other week. End of February is going to be a little busy here.
Yeah.
But
all right. Well, I mean, we'll be paying attention to see what's happening with that and seeing any announcements coming out, and definitely get those shared out there. There was a big announcement coming from PWA, your home promotion there. They've got Shawn Spears and Luchasaurus coming for the anniversary show.
That's breaking news earlier today. You guys are up to the game.
I mean, got to stay on top of this. With that being said, you know that Shawn Spears is defending his title then?
Yes, he's the Commonwealth Champion of the PWA.
And then Luchasaurus, we don't know what he's going to be doing yet here.
We don't know what either of them are doing.
But I mean, that's another big guy, and you guys have just gotten Andre. You've got your mountain as it is. Honestly, do you think that these three could be having a chance to go up against each other?
I'd love it. Why not? Let Titan prove that he can hang with these big boys.
I think it would definitely be a great push for him and a great showing for him. Three big men being able to be in that ring. We'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Who do you think is going to be trying to go after Shawn?
I don't know who is going to get the match, but I know who's trying to go after him, and that's one Davey O'Doyle.
Davey
Posting
O'Doyle.
on social media that he wants revenge for his friend Sean Moore, and I said give it to him. I'd love to see Sean Spears beat up O'Doyle, the entire night. That'd be great for me.
That'd be a great time. I think that could be a great time. I haven't spent much time around Davey, but he definitely seems to be an interesting fellow.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll go with annoying. Just like
he should wax his chest. That's what he should do.
Yeah, that might be a good idea on his part there. Especially with that beard going on. It's a whole lot of hair on a man.
The chest is the thing. We can leave the beard.
Yeah, I mean, wax that chest, keep the beard. It'll work for you for a bit there. But I mean, if you're gonna keep going with that, at least imitate Batista again.
He did it once. He can still be O'Doyle.
Yeah, it was funny.
If he gets that match, all I gotta say is, Sean Spears, you better be working out that back, because this is one spine-busting boy. Spine busters everybody. What's he say? Spine to mat or something like that?
Spine to mat. Yeah, that would definitely hurt. And I mean, I have seen him. He is a little bit bigger of a guy. So to somebody like Sean, planting him on his back there could prove very harmful to Sean.
Yeah, we never know. We could have the new PWA Commonwealth champion.
Yeah, we could. But for now, we'll have to wait and see on that one. Have you heard anything new coming your way? Any match opportunities that you're trying to take?
No match opportunities. I just know I got a couple of shows coming up. In fact, February 22nd, I think it is. Yeah, February 22nd is our next PWA show. So we're still trying to get those tag team title matches.
Yeah, so do you have any idea who you're facing there at that show yet?
But whoever we do, we need to pick up our first win in PWA 2020. That's what
it's
Space
about
Mountain needs.
time.
We need to fly above these guys. And
We should definitely be getting behind Space Mountain on this one. I think that it's your year, your time.
You should come. This is... I think I need you there for me to win.
Yeah, we can see what we can do there and figure things out. Well, so with that being said, we do know of a couple shows that you're likely going to be on coming up in the future here. On top of this one, we're looking at CWE. I'm assuming you're going to be on the White Court dates and Grand Prairie date?
Yes, I have yet to confirm, but I will most likely be doing a bit of that tour as well.
Well, that would be nice to see out there. I believe I'm supposed to go do a couple dates there. I got to confirm that as well.
Those are wins for me. I'll have a fun. You tell me what days.
Yeah, we'll rig it up there so we can make sure that I'm your ref for that. See what we can do there. I believe during that time we're also going to have Robin Lakeem coming around again. And
He's coming back.
A fun time.
But for you, that art wrestling him was a fun time.
I mean, I really don't like it when he brings that chain to the ring.
No, he's a mean man.
And I keep trying to tell him that he's got to keep that away. And I've told him countless times on Twitter that he needs to leave that at home. He can leave that in Belgium. We don't need it here. That's his own thing. Let's wrestle like real men. And last time I think he was getting pretty angry. It kind of scared me, even through Twitter.
Call customs. Tell him this guy has a chain in his suitcase. Please check it. No, even chain or no chain, Robin Lakeem's a bad man in and out of that ring. So
yeah,
whoever's facing that guy, good luck.
Yeah, we discussed that one before. I mean, he gave you that bull driver.
He did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe we'll cross paths again this time.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Redemption.
Get some redemption on him. Well, that's good on that aspect. I mean, you getting the chance to be able to take that loss and turn it to a win would be a great time, especially this little bit while later and back in the same city that you did it in. We did have a few questions that came up on Twitter. As you saw earlier, I sent that one out, and I do kind of want to get some of these out of the way here because it'll be a fun little time. And first one that I want to bring up is actually from Lana. So Lana here is asking who your biggest wrestling inspiration is.
Wow. I don't think I can narrow it down to one, but like a couple people. Not necessarily like I guess it'd be an inspiration just from what I see. But like you got like Michael Richard Blaze, Michael Allen, Richard Clark, guys who have made it from where I'm wrestling to like WWE, because that's like the goal. It's just seeing these guys even get WWE tryouts, to know that we're kind of getting on the radar. This side of wrestling of Canada, I guess, Western Canada, is on the radar. WWE is insane. Just to see that if these guys can do it, then like anything is possible, even for up and comers. I may not be on people's radars just yet, but I think with these guys leading the way, it's possible for the rest of us to be seen. So I guess that'd be my biggest inspiration, is the guys leading the way for us right now in our locker room.
I mean, that's a very good point on that one. A lot of these guys have definitely been helping put us, put Canada back on the radar for places like WWE. Knowing that we were on their radar previously when we had Stampede around.
Yeah, exactly.
You were constantly picking people up, and Brett, the Hitman Hart, the rest of the family comes from out here, and people tend to overlook that and forget about that. You know, Alberta is the bedrock for Canadian wrestling.
Yes, like they focus right now on the BC area, the Vancouver big cities, and like the Toronto. But we got little Alberta here.
Yeah, and you know, it's great when they get to come back here and make those connections, and we get to go to, you know, like live shows. But we also don't have them coming back here for Raws, for SmackDowns, for the things where you'd really have the presence that would be around there. Yeah, you can go see all these shows and you watch them live on TV, but being there is a different feeling, especially when you bring the hometown heroes, when you bring Natty around in an Edmonton show. Yeah. The place is just... The only way to put it is they pop. Everybody's up, paying attention, cheering. I mean, I don't think I heard people actually booing her, aside from, you know, just drunk people trying to be dicks.
Yeah, no, I missed the last time they were in here, but like if they keep coming back, they got hometown wrestlers, like you're saying. They got people that have made it through here. You got Breeze.
Yeah.
Well, they had Victor, who's gone now, but like you said, Natty, Jinder, all have wrestled in PWA, and now they're in WWE Raw, which so.
And if they do their scheduling right, you could even end up with, you know, here's a Raw in Edmonton, and at the end of the week, SmackDown in Calgary.
Exactly, or the next day. They can just drive right there.
Just ride right on over. It'll be a fun time. So question number 2 that we got, and I love that this is coming from The Thickness.
Oh boy.
Thickness, we love you. I love the fact that you tweeted in for this. He wants to know if you could imitate anyone as if you were involved in the imitation games at Clandestine Show, who would you imitate?
Well, most people would just assume I'd go for like my favorite wrestler or something like that. So like they'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to go for Randy Orton," but I'm going to go differently with this one this time. Solely for the entrance, John Morrison.
John Morrison.
I want the slow-mo, the hair blowing back. I want to be the shaman of sexy for one night.
You know, honestly...
Just let it blow back and attempt that Starship Pain, you know?
You know, I wasn't even thinking that. I thought you were going to come out and tell me something like Edge, because you got the long hair and you could just do the throwback and everything. It would be a great time.
That's why I want the Morrison, the long hair blowing back in the wind.
We'll have to see what we can do. You know, whenever that Booker from Clandestine starts working their fingers back out there, see what can be strummed up, because that could be a fun time. WrestleSode, thank you for sending in a question as well. They want to know what the worst injury you've ever sustained in the ring was.
I have yet to sustain an injury that has kept me out of my next match or from work or anything like that, but it would have been January of last year. It was at the Calgary show, and I did my Whisper in the Wind to the outside, and we have metal railings in Calgary. And I flew too high sometimes, and I flew above my opponents. I kind of got him with my upper body, but my leg went right into the railing.
Ooh.
And hit my shin on my left foot. And when I woke, I was able to walk. It felt like I broke it, but then I felt like my toes moving.
Yeah.
I was like, we're good. And then the next morning, I woke up in my hotel room, and you know, little like you have, or little bridge you have under your foot.
Yeah.
It was all swollen. The side of my leg was all swollen. Couldn't do anything. I was like, boy, this is fun. But hey, I didn't break it, so I'll take it.
Ooh. Looks like Mark Bilecki just wants to be a dick, so I'm going to ask this anyway. Apparently, he wants to know why you suck so bad. We don't think you suck. He apparently thinks you suck.
Mark secretly is one of my biggest fans. He's sitting there as a security guard for PWA, if you don't know who he is. He's such a big fan of mine that he entered the Royal Rumble and he started punching me in the head in the corner. And then he got eliminated. But secretly Mark loves me, and Mark, If you think I suck, I'm sorry. I'll work better for you.
All right.
Kev's not your ref.
It's just because I wasn't reffing.
There you go, Mark. I suck when K Faber is not my ref.
And then we got one last one in from Austin on Facebook. He sent it in and he said, if you could take one thing from one of these wrestlers, which would you choose? A, The Rock's promo skills. B, Bret Hart's technical wrestling. C, Goldberg's strength and body. Or D, Trevor Mann, Ricochet's high-flying skills.
Wow. Those are all good ones. I think physique, if that's what he means by like Goldberg, is something you can attain just by hard work. Ricochet, obviously there's never going to be another one with the high flying. I think I can add certain high flying maneuvers, being the Spaceman and whatnot. I like to fly up high anyways. Bret Hart's in-ring technicality would be amazing to have, but I feel like in-ring stuff can come with training and with time and reputation and matches. So I'm going to go with The Rock's promo skills because I feel like that's the weakest point in my game right now. And to be able to control a crowd by the palm of your hand like The Rock does, you can get anybody anywhere. If you have his charisma, you're set for life.
Just remember that charisma comes with 12 meals a day.
That's his physique.
That's all coming from that. Come on. Those pecs are all charisma.
Yeah.
No. He didn't even have that charisma when he got the fucking crowd to pick where if he went face or heel.
I mean, that is fair. Is there anything big that you want to say coming up? Anything you want people to know about, pay attention to? Anything you're excited for in the wrestling world out there right now?
I'm excited for 2020. It's got big plans. Keep an eye out what I have in store particularly. I will be, hopefully before the summer here, in the spring to summertime, I'll have some big news coming out.
All right.
That's all I can say for now. I'm still working on something.
Sounds good.
As far as like shows, I guess, like I said, next weekend, PWA, February 22nd. And then at the end of the month, February 27th, 28th, 29th, and the 1st, I'll be in Manitoba and Saskatchewan for 4 shows all together with Eugene on the CWE little tour that they got going on. So that's where you can catch me for now.
Nice.
And keep your eye out on my social media. I share every one of my matches and shows.
Now, aside from that, I know you also like other sports, so I feel like I should just ask you a fun little question that everybody else can hear later. So I'm going to ask you favorite teams, different sports.
How about
Ready for this? So hockey.
Vancouver Canucks.
All right. Well, remind me to never invite you over for a hockey game because if you lose, you might trash the place.
No, that's their loyal fans. I'm loyal. I'm a good fan here.
For soccer.
Juventus.
Fair enough. For basketball.
Memphis Grizzlies all day, baby.
Memphis Grizzlies. All right. Football.
CFL, NFL, what are we going at here?
I mean, let's go NFL first.
All right, I'm a New York Giants fan at heart, but Chiefs bandwagoner because of Travis Kelce.
All right. And CFL.
BC Lions.
BC Lions. Well, I mean, BC Lions is definitely a good choice to make. And once again, I mean, I don't think we should sit down and watch a CFL game. I may be the odd man out here because I'm living out in Alberta, but
I guess
I'm
you like the
still.
Jets.
No, I'm a Red Blacks fan.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you're a Blue Bombers.
No. Born in Ottawa, raised in that area. I am a Red Blacks fan, and then as much as people hate me whenever I say this one, I'm a Toronto Maple Leafs fan.
Oh,
hey, one day we'll win a cup, but for now, I enjoy golf.
It is to make you laugh. Yeah.
It's always a great time. So. Honestly, it was a great time having you back on the show again today. Make sure to plug your social medias out there. We'll get that going. We're going to have this up by the end of the weekend as it is.
Perfect.
And then we'll have to have you back after this little stint of shows that you got coming up and whatever it is big that you got planned there.
Whenever you want, man. Yeah, when that news breaks, maybe that's the next time we talk again. But other than that, I don't know if I got anything big coming up. As far as social media, it's just for Twitter. I'm on there the most. Beri Grayson. Simple and easy. Instagram is Beri7137. those are the only two I pretty much use.
Do you have a pro wrestling tees shop yet?
I do not. I just got my merch at all my shows.
Get a pro wrestling tees site so we can plug that too. I know I'd wear a Spaceman shirt.
Come see me in person.
I'm always
I'll
there.
sign it. I'll take a
Too
photo.
busy.
They're all there.
You know, I'm always in that headspace where I'm getting ready for all these matches, and I'm just too busy.
I'll
to
keep
do
your
this
word
thing.
on it. Next show, you're gonna buy a Spaceman shirt.
Yeah, I'll have to remember to do that. It'll come from my pay.
There you go.
I actually do have a question for you.
All
Yes.
right.
So, do you watch AEW last week?
Very little. It's on in the background at work.
So you didn't see the Cody and MJF segment?
I did. I caught that part because it was at the end.
I need to know what you thought of that.
Yep, that's one to ask.
I don't even know. It's a unique angle. Tough guy for taking those goddamn whips over and over again. Like he's had bruising and welts.
Broken skin.
It was like, it's something I actually kind of wanted to do. I would totally be down to do something like that, especially with like the Tommy Dreamer angle
Would
way
you
back,
take one from Wardlow?
where he says, "May I have another?" or something like that. Remember that Tommy Dreamer one? That's something I kind of wanted to do. I don't know if I'd be able to take it, but it's been something I kind of like. So like that angle idea is something that'd be kind of cool to do.
Oh, that
So I
reminds
liked
me.
it.
You brought up Tommy Dreamer, which instantly makes me think of ECW, so I should plug the fact that CWE, when they come back here to Grand Prairie, when they go on tour in the spring, they're going to be touring around with Shane Douglas.
Yes.
And like this is huge for me. I growing up was a huge ECW fan, and I knew who Shane Douglas was just as a young guy myself. And then growing up, obviously I've still paid attention. I'm so pumped to have him coming here. I mean, how do you feel about getting the chance to meet him?
Oh, meeting any of these top guys is fantastic, and like from what I hear, he can still go in the ring. So that'll be I like seeing these older guys come back, or like these vets, and just to see that they can still go in the ring. That's the interesting part to me.
Well, look at Dustin Rhodes. You missed him pull off a Panama Sunrise tonight.
He's doing destroyers and everything too.
Yeah.
Yes, as far as like Shane Douglas and stuff, it's going to be interesting to meet him. I'm sure he has a lot of stories and advice, and be interesting. Hopefully, I can get a match with him.
I mean, I always, when I get the chance to, the one thing that I'm going to have to ask him, how did it feel getting to throw that belt down?
Yeah.
That was something at that point in time, just the way that he put it out, the way that he had said it, and the actions that he had taken meant so much because of everything that had happened in previous history with that NWA title. I honestly can't wait.
Bring your setup. Maybe you can get him on the pod.
Oh, I will have it with us for
There you
sure.
go.
Once again, thank you for coming on by. Love chatting with you. Definitely going to have to hit you up again when we get the chance. And yeah.
No problem, man. Everybody just keeps coming up to these shows and support indie wrestling, but more importantly, come fly with the Spaceman.
We here at Chronic Wrestling Addiction wanted to thank you for listening. And remember, if you like what you heard, head on over to our pages and give us a follow.